Good day, everybody. So today I'm going to be speaking to you about the age-old wear and tear pipe versus your burst pipe. Okay, very old story, and something that's we've written lots about. I even have a page in our booklet for you written about it, and we explain this in quite a bit of detail. I'll make it quite easy, though. I put it into 3 boxes, which I will explain. Okay, so first of all, um, please understand that it actually depends on the policy wording. So it's a contract between the insurance company and the body corporate. I'm speaking here about the 3 most common ways of dealing with it. Okay, so what are they? Okay, so the first scenario is straightforward burst pipe. Your second scenario is a wear and tear situation only. And then the third scenario is where you have a wear and tear situation, but a sudden release of the water. Okay, and I'll give you a few examples. Okay, so let's look at scenario 1, the burst pipe. First of all, a pipe that bursts. What is that? So understand that pipes actually really burst per se, but they do burst because of pressure in South Africa. In other countries, they often burst because of ice, because of the freezing up of the pipes. And then when it starts melting and the pressure comes through, it actually bursts. So more common in countries where the pipes freeze. Not to say it doesn't freeze here, but very common in European scenarios. Here, it's more to do with pressure. Pipes burst at the weak points because of pressure. Now, in order for a pipe to qualify as a burst pipe claim, the pipe needs to have been in good order, no wear and tear related issues. So you have a good pipe, the plumber opens up and finds that it burst because of pressure, obviously, or there was the council turned off the taps and they turned it on again and it popped at a joint, or whatever the case might be. Okay, so pipes do burst, and it's usually pressure related or something else. Now, when I say something else, you've got to be careful, because if it's related to wear and tear or poor workmanship or defective design, then the insurance company will not cover it. Okay, so burst pipe must be sudden. It suddenly happened. There was a flow of water. The word leak doesn't come into the picture. It was a flow, a burst, a lot of water. Water ran down the wall or whatever the case might be and caused damage. That would be your typical burst, water spurting everywhere. Yeah, that's your burst pipe. Plumber comes and fixes it. The building's only a few years old. It still should be a good pipe, but unfortunately, something went wrong and the pipe burst. Okay, covered. 3 o'clock last night, or 3 o'clock this afternoon, you suddenly heard a noise. You went through to have a look, and there was water gushing out from your bathroom under the basin. You turned the water off. You called a plumber came. He opened up and found that something had parted ways, and it was a surge of pressure in the area, obviously. Okay, so there's your burst pipe. Scenario 2. Okay, so unfortunately, very typically happens, and where there's damp, it's been leaking, you suddenly notice it, but it's been there for a while. You look behind your couch and it's damp and smelly, or a tenant moves out of your apartment and now you go and do an inspection and you find that there's a leaking pipe in the wall. Okay, leaking will imply that it's happening over time. It's leaking, and it would imply that the pipe is deteriorated, okay, or something wasn't fitted properly. That would not be considered as an insurance claim. Rust wear and tear, pinholes in a pipe, deterioration, old corrosion, corroded pipe, wear and tear, even if it's in the wall. The argument that, well, I couldn't see it in the wall doesn't wash really, because nor could the insurance company. It's tough. Okay. It's wear and tear related, not insured, just as something in your car would not be covered if you couldn't see it where it was leaking. Okay. So, no, wear and tear, rust, not covered. Finding it, chopping open the wall to find where the damage is, only covered if it turns out to be scenario 1, i.e. a burst. If it turns out to be wear and tear, then whoever owns that area, if it's common property for the body corporate, and if it's within a section, that would all be for the owner. In other words, it would have nothing to do with insurance. The third scenario is where, and we had one this week, actually. It was quite interesting. So we know that the cause, and in fact, the owner didn't even claim for the cause. So there was a pipe up actually in the unit above, but the pipe itself had a rusty nail around it, and that had corroded the pipe and had caused water to start leaking. However, one night it suddenly collapsed. The pipe suddenly gave way, and there was a gush of water, and so much so that the person downstairs woke up. No, they didn't wet their bed. They woke up to a sodden. They were soaking in their bed. It was cold. The water was coming down and dripping, and even coming through the electrical conduit. Okay, so that would be a typical scenario 3. It's not a burst, it's a wear and tear. The cause is wear and tear, understood. But the resulting damage that was caused to the floor, the ceiling, and the paintwork and the cupboards that were damaged as a result of the sudden flow of water would ordinarily be covered by the insurance companies that we work with. Some insurers don't pay, but most of them would. Okay. The insurance company have got a clause, because it's the cause was wear and tear, that they could get out of it. Okay. But the 3 main insurers that we work with will cover the resulting damage, because the resulting damage was sudden. Okay. And that's where the line is drawn. And sometimes it's hard to find that line, but the principle is you go to bed, everything is nice and dry, you wake up in the morning and there's a flood. And that's really the acid test to find the scenario. No, the leaking has been happening gradually over a month or 2. No, the resultant damage then is not covered, unfortunately. It's got to be picked up straight away, and the damage stopped. Okay, there we have it, the 3 scenarios. There is more to discuss on the subject. There's some war stories to tell about it, but that's it in a nutshell. Thank you very much. Don't forget, like this video, please. You just have to press on that little thumb. Please share this far and wide. The more you share, the better. We love it when people share the videos. We say thank you when we see you doing it. And of course, subscribe. That's great. Our subscriptions are slowly but surely building up. And if you are subscribed, then next time we post a video, you get a little notification. Okay, thank you very much. See you again.